Hello, I speak to you today, trusting and believing in one living God, Father, Son and Holy Spirit. This is the story of blind Bartimaeus. Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem when he comes across a blind beggar who calls out, "Jesus, Son of David, take pity on me." Bartimaeus' words show his faith in Jesus as the Messiah. The expression "Son of David" is the traditional source from which the Messiah will come. But Jewish people believed that illness and disability were a punishment from God, and that Bartimaeus did not deserve to have Jesus listen to him. Jesus thought differently. He heals him and says, "Your faith has made you well." Bartimaeus is an important character, as his response to Jesus' healing is an example for us to follow. On being cured, Bartimaeus immediately followed Jesus. It's thought that he was in Jesus' group in Jerusalem when he went there before he died. In this story we see the end of the great secret of Jesus as Messiah. Mark has spent much of his gospel reporting that Jesus said, "Don't tell anyone about me." Now it's out. Jesus does not tell Bartimaeus to be quiet because he wants his identity as Messiah to be known as he heads into Jerusalem to face death. Even before Bartimaeus had personal contact with Jesus, he believed him to be the Messiah. The Pharisees were questioning Jesus' authority and had aligned him with Beelzebub. Yet here was a blind beggar bellowing out the truth for anyone who would listen. As the beggar moved to meet Jesus, he threw off his cloak. Some give real significance to this act, otherwise why would Mark mention it? Bible scholars believe that Bartimaeus may have spread his cloak in front of him as a kind of catch-all for any coins that were tossed to him. If that were the case, then his cloak was a tool of his trade. Without his cloak he would have difficulty collecting the alms that were given to him. So this was a physical show of his emotional belief in Jesus as Messiah, that he no longer needed this prop. But the encounter is another example of how Jesus interacts one-to-one and is available to all. Our God is a relational God. He wants us to have an intimate relationship with him. This can't happen if we don't keep our eyes firmly fixed on him and cast off anything that could get in the way. Like the beggar, we have to make sure we do not allow ourselves to get distracted by what other people say or do to us. Blind Bartimaeus' story should be our story. We should be so desperate for Jesus that we chase after him despite what others say to us, despite the way that others treat us. We should want to be with God so much that we don't allow any obstacles to be in our way.